Anybody who tells you that 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories is bullshitting you. They are trying to sell you on a personal training program. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be dispelling the myth that 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories. But before I start, I'd just like to say that if you enjoy these types of videos and would like to see more of these types of videos in the future, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. Now on to the topic at hand. I'm going to be starting a new segment where every week or every couple weeks I'm going to be dispelling some myths that are told throughout the fitness industry. This one over here, 1 pound of muscle burning 50 calories, this myth was first brought to my attention over a decade ago when I first got hired into a big box gym. In that gym, this was a huge selling tool that they used, and that's basically all it is, a selling tool. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to go through several different topics. I'm going to be discussing how much exactly muscle will burn. I will go into other factors such as how much your brain burns, lungs, all that type of stuff. I will then get into what burns the most calories and how much does muscle actually burn based off of all that information. If you would like to skip ahead to a particular topic, I will be including timestamps in the description. So if you don't want to watch the whole video and there's a particular topic that interests you, go ahead, look in the description at the timestamps and you could skip ahead to the topic that interests you. Now, when it comes to 1 pound of muscle burning 50 calories, that is complete garbage, and it is a pure selling tool that personal trainers will tell you in gyms as a way to convert you into a client. There's absolutely no evidence that 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories at rest, and not only is there no evidence to support that, but the evidence on the contrary is overwhelming. And to show you just how bullshit that claim is, I'm going to use myself as an example. I weigh 157 pounds. Now, because I weigh 157 pounds, what exactly does that mean? How does my body composition break up? Well, 60% of my body is roughly going to be water, and that's going to be true for the general population. Then you have roughly 8 to 12% that's going to be mineral and bones. You're going to have, for me personally, roughly 10% fat. And because I have 10% fat, that leaves roughly 18 to 22% left over for muscle. Now, because I have 18 to 22% muscle for this example, let's just hypothetically assume that 22% of my body weight is muscle. Well, if 22% of my body weight is muscle and I weigh 157 pounds, 22% of 157 is 34.5 pounds. Now, if I have 34.5 pounds of muscle on my body and 1 pound of muscle truly does burn 50 calories, then that means at rest, that weight is burning 1,725 calories. Now, if you look at me, do you think my body burns 1,725 calories at rest throughout the day? No, that is absolutely impossible. If my body actually burns 1,725 calories throughout the day at rest without any movement whatsoever, that means my actual BMR would be somewhere in the 4,000 to 5,000 range if you include everything from brain activity, heart activity, lung activity, kidney activity, all the calories that are burned from everything else. It would be physically impossible for me personally to down that much food. I've tried doing a bulk in the past, and for me to get 3,000 to 4,000 calories is a struggle. So if that was true, that my body actually burns 1,725 calories at rest just from muscle, that means I would have to consume anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 calories just to maintain my body weight. I eat roughly 1,700 to 2,200 calories throughout the day, and my body weight pretty much stays the same. So clearly, that is not my BMR. Now, where exactly do most of the calories get burned from? Because if I'm not burning most of my calories from muscle, it has to be burning from somewhere else. So I'm going to break down everything when it comes to brain, heart, liver, kidneys, and other types of tissues. When it comes to calories being burned, one of the biggest calorie burners is going to be your brain. Your brain is going to burn approximately 20% of your total calories throughout the day. What that means is, let's say you burn 2,000 calories throughout the day, 400 of those calories are just going to be burned from your brain activity. Now, why does the brain burn so much? Well, between all the different connections in the brain, your brain is constantly working. Every single time you move, every time you speak, there are connections that have to be made through the brain and they have to be processed. And those connections are constantly happening throughout the day. Your brain is never resting. Unlike your muscles, when you can take a nap or you go to bed and you're not doing anything at all, your brain, even when you are sleeping, is working all the time through those synapses. When the synapses fire, that's going to be what allows you to do things like digest your food, touch your fingers and toes, move your arms around, do all these types of movement. Every single thing that you do throughout the day is going to be comprised of brain activity. Without brain activity, you would not be able to function. So that is why your brain burns such a huge amount of calories throughout the day. Now, after your brain, one of the other organs that's going to burn a tremendous amount of calories is going to be your heart. Your heart is going to burn roughly 15 to 20% of your total calories throughout the day. Why is your heart going to be burning that many calories? Well, your heart is constantly beating throughout the day. Your heart, like your brain, never really takes a rest. It's beating every single second of the day. Depending on your heart rate, it's going to beat more or less, but regardless of what your resting heart rate is, your heart is going to be beating throughout the entire day. And as you exercise, your heart rate will become elevated, and during exercise, your heart will burn even more calories because your heart rate is elevated and it's beating more. At rest though, 15 to 20% of calories throughout the entire day is what your heart's going to burn. After your heart, another huge calorie burner is going to be your liver. Your liver has to process everything, filter everything, so it's going to burn roughly 15 to 20% of calories just like your heart. And that leaves your kidneys, lungs, and other tissues. That's going to burn roughly 20 to 25% of your total calories throughout the day. So after we've burned calories from brain activity, heart activity, liver activity, kidneys, lungs, other tissues, what's left? Well, we have our fat tissue. Not a lot of people are aware of this, but your fat actually does burn calories. 1 pound of fat is going to burn roughly 2 calories at rest throughout the entire day. So for me personally, I have 10% body fat roughly. At 157 pounds, that is going to be 15.7 pounds of fat. So 30 calories throughout the entire day is going to be burned just from fat. Now, that is not a lot of calories being burned, but it is something. It is going to contribute to the amount of fat that you burn throughout the day. And if you have a higher body fat percentage, then it's still only burning 2 calories on average per day at rest, but you're going to be burning more. So now that we've talked about everything that's not muscle and how many calories that burns, how much does muscle actually burn? Well, you'd be surprised, but muscle actually burns only 6 calories per day at rest on average for 1 pound. That's right, 1 pound of muscle on average is going to burn 6 calories throughout the entire day, not 50. Anybody who tells you that 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories is bullshitting you. They are trying to sell you on a personal training program. Trust me, I've seen this happen for over a decade when I was working in big commercial gyms, and this was one of the things that I absolutely despise about the industry, is the blatant lying that goes on. And not everybody lies. A lot of people, they're just told this misinformation, they don't research it for themselves, and then they continue to spew this garbage information because they don't actually know the real number because they haven't researched it for themselves. But there are a lot of people that do know the real information and they will lie. I'll give you an example of how my old fitness manager taught me how to use this trick, and I never used it just because I hated doing it. It made me feel like a sleazy salesman, so I never used this, but this was the trick that she would teach me, and I've seen hundreds of personal trainers do this in gym settings. I've been working in the fitness industry for over 16 years, and I've been studying this stuff for over 20. So in those 16 years, I have seen hundreds of trainers come and go in gyms, and I've seen a bunch of people reiterate this garbage information that is just untrue. This is how it's gonna go. You're gonna go to a personal trainer. Then you're gonna tell them that you wanna burn some fat, you wanna lose X amount of weight, and they're gonna tell you, well, you know what? The best way for you to burn fat is to build muscle, because for every 1 pound of muscle that you gain, you're gonna burn 50 calories. So if you put on 10 pounds of muscle, that's an extra 500 calories throughout the day that you're gonna be burning. Now, 3,500 calories is roughly 1 pound of fat. So if you put on 10 pounds of muscle, and that's 500 calories that you're burning throughout the day, then over the course of a week, that 500 calories a day is 3,500 calories, and that's gonna be equivalent to 1 pound of fat. So if you put on 10 pounds of muscle, your body over the course of a week is gonna be burning an extra 3,500 calories at rest, and that means that by doing nothing at all, no exercise, you're gonna be able to burn an extra pound of fat. That's 1 pound of fat per week that you're gonna be burning from doing nothing at all, just your body resting. If that was true, then every single person would be in shape, because you put on 10 pounds of muscle and then boom, you could eat whatever the hell you want and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. But it's not true. It is a lie that the fitness industry tells you. And it is a lie that I am sick of. So many people have been told this lie, so many people believe it, and then so many people go on to not see results because this lie is told to them and it is not true. You cannot just put on 10 pounds of muscle, put an extra 500 calories throughout the day that you're burning at rest, and then just eat whatever you want and expect to see results. That's just unrealistic. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go back to myself as an example. Again, I mentioned that I weigh 157 pounds. So 157 pounds, roughly 22% of my body weight is going to be muscle. That's pure muscle. That's not water, bone, tendons, ligaments, anything. I'm not talking about lean mass. I'm talking about actual muscle. So on my frame, 157 pounds, 34.5 pounds is going to be muscle. That 34.5 pounds, if you multiply it by 6 calories, which is the actual number of calories that 1 pound of muscle will burn throughout the day, that is equal to 207 calories throughout the day. That is not equal to 707 calories, which is what I would be burning if 1 pound of muscle actually did burn 50 calories. Now, if 1 pound of muscle really did burn 50 calories, an extra 10 pounds of muscle on my frame, let's say I put on 10 pounds, that extra 10 pounds would be an extra 500 calories when right now at 34.5 pounds of muscle, my body is burning 207 calories throughout the day from that 34.5 pounds of muscle. So does it make sense that if 34.5 pounds of muscle burns 207 calories, that 10 pounds of muscle would burn 500 calories? No, it makes absolutely zero sense. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, okay, so 1 pound of muscle doesn't burn 50 calories, it actually burns 6. But when you include all of the activity that you do throughout the day, like your workouts, your walking around, all the calories that you end up burning the day from things like moving your hand, brushing your teeth, your NEAT calories, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, then surely it must be closer to that 50 calorie mark, right? Wrong. There's no way, even with exercise and with all the NEAT calories burned throughout the day, that muscle is going to burn 50 calories throughout the day. Again, I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a pretty sedentary person. I work out every single day, but aside from when I'm working out, I don't move around a lot. I'm pretty much at work every single day. I'm making these videos, so okay, I'll move my hands around a little bit, and when I'm training my clients or doing a fascial stretch therapy treatment on some of my patients, yeah, I'm moving around. I'm helping them put the weights back and getting the weights for them. I'm moving around limbs when I'm doing fascial stretch therapy treatments. Even with all that activity, if I do a crazy intense workout over the course of an hour, if I'm lucky, I'll burn 600 calories. And that's an incredibly intense workout. I don't really do those types of workouts. Those types of workouts are too hard for me. I would rather pick up really heavy stuff and put it down and take a long 5-minute rest before I do it again. So my workouts actually burn closer to probably somewhere in the 300 to 400 calorie range in 1 hour. So even with my working out and all of my NEAT calories that are being burned, there's no way that 1 pound of muscle would burn 50 calories for me. What's more likely is if you are a pretty active individual, or if you are more on the sedentary side like me, that 6 pounds that is burning at rest throughout the day, if you include active muscle, then that 6 calories is probably closer to 10 to 12 calories that you're burning throughout the day. So even if you are training, even if you're not sedentary, you're moving around a little bit, the amount of calories that 1 pound of muscle is going to burn throughout the day while being active, not just at rest, is nowhere near 50. Best case scenario, if you are an extreme hyper athlete, you are training your ass off every single day, you're doing 3 hours of training every single day, plus you're doing all other types of movement, you might be able to burn somewhere in the area of 30, 35 calories for active muscle. And that is if you are a super athlete who is doing a crazy amount of training throughout the day. If you are just a regular person, there's no way that you're going to be burning that many calories. The average person, even when their muscle is activated, might be burning around 10 to 12 calories per muscle. Most of the calories that you burn are going to be coming from brain activity, heart activity, lung activity, kidneys, all that type of stuff. Everything that is not your muscles. The vast majority of the calories that you burn does not come from muscle activity. It comes from organs and your other tissues. It does not come from your muscle. If your muscle truly did that many calories, then every single person who worked out would be in tremendous shape. That's not the case. If you've ever stepped foot in the gym, most people that work out are not in that great shape. Most people that work out are pretty high in body fat percentage, and if their muscle really did burn that many calories, then their body fat would be a lot lower. That's not meant as an insult, that's just a fact. If your muscle actually did burn that many calories, and you're not just resting, but you are going to the gym, then every single person who went to the gym would see results, 100%. That's not the case. If you've ever been to a gym, and you've been there long enough, you see the same people over and over every single day, most people do not see results. One of the reasons that most people don't see results is because they're fed all of these lies, they buy into these lies, and then what happens is they go to the gym, they work out, they don't see results, and then because they don't see results, they say, you know what, screw it, I'm never gonna work out again, and then that happens. So that is one of the reasons why I'm making these videos. I want to dispel these myths, that way you can be better educated, and by being better educated, you'll be able to get better results, and you won't have to waste your time, and you can also have realistic expectations. Don't expect to just go to the gym, and then within a few months, you'll be able to lose 100 pounds of fat. That's not gonna happen. At the end of the day, fitness should be a lifestyle change that you make to yourself. It shouldn't be something seen as a quick fix. It's not like you could just go to the gym for 3 months, you'll get in great shape, and then you never have to work out again. If you don't want to work out, you don't need to work out. You could do other types of activities. You can take up soccer, baseball, hockey, pick up a sport. If you don't enjoy sports, then maybe you can find a friend, go on some hikes every now and then. There are plenty of ways to get in shape without having to work out. If you enjoy working out, great, go to the gym. If you don't enjoy working out, you'd rather go for a hike, great, go for a hike. If you don't enjoy working out or hiking and you'd rather take up a sport, find a sport that interests you and take up that sport. There are plenty of ways to get in shape. However, even though there are plenty of ways to get in shape, there are no quick fixes. This is something that you are going to have to do for life. So because you have to do it for life, find something that you enjoy. You don't want to do something for life that you don't enjoy. If you don't enjoy working out, don't work out. Find another activity to do. And if you do decide to go to the gym because you want to lose weight, or you just want to build some muscle, or you have any specific goal that you want to go to the gym for, if you do get a consultation with a personal trainer and they tell you that bullshit myth about 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories at rest throughout the day, and if you put on 10 pounds of muscle, then your body's going to burn 1 pound of fat every week doing absolutely nothing, that person is trying to con you into a personal training package. Do not buy from that personal trainer. They are a scam artist. They are not an actual trainer. Go find somebody else. Find somebody who is educated. If you're not sure how to find somebody who is educated, I have a great resource on my website. If you go to teameuphoric.com, under the About Us section, I have every single course that I've ever taken listed on my website. Under the courses, I have websites that will redirect you to the institutes of those courses that I've taken. Once you go to the institute websites, you can find directories of people that are nearby you. So if you can't come to see me, then you can find somebody in your area that can help you. All of the courses that I've listed are very, very good, and the people that have taken those courses are generally very good as well. So you're better off going to my website, finding somebody in your area under one of those courses, than just going into a random gym and hiring the first person that you see. Because as I've said in earlier videos, 99% of trainers are absolute garbage. They've done a 2-day certification course, they call themselves a training specialist, and the truth is they really don't know what they're talking about. You're better off getting information from just a regular gym member, because that's going to be just as effective as getting information from some of these personal trainers, and it's going to be free. You don't have to pay them for that information. So if you are going to pay somebody, make sure that you are paying the right person, and make sure that they are giving you valid information and not just trying to scam you into buying a huge personal training package. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.